Hello, how are you? Welcome back. It is fight week. I'm gonna have my first boxing fight, which is also gonna be a pro fight. Do you see the hair? If you wanna hear more about what's going on with me and the upcoming fight, I will talk more about it at the end of this video. But for this video, we are going to cover guard, tips on principles so you can get better at guard, and then also some of the my game. That way you can get more arm bars from top position. And there's a key principle that's going to be really helpful for you that we'll go over. So first, look at this. Notice the principle of guard. So guard means in jiu-jitsu, your guard is your legs. And one over principle that garnishes everything is how your guard is any part of your leg that you get between you and your opponent to control them so that they don't have access to your torso. So from there, we have a bunch of guards. You know, when you have your shin against their inner thigh, you have a butterfly hook or a butterfly guard, or even a half butterfly if you only have one hook. If you have your feet in their hips, you have your open guard. You have a variety, you have closed guard, but you're basically controlling their torso because you're wrapped around them and your legs are together. So in order to pass a guard, you need to get past their legs. And to do this, there's a variety of ways, but right now we're gonna look at my left knee for what is called a knee over guard pass. So take a look. One of the key principles is you want to be able to control their guard in order to pass it, which typically a wide variety of passes involving stapling their leg to the ground, like this knee over. The same concept is true with the knee slice. Have cross body control, which you see here. And then lastly, we back step and we want to throw the legs away or get your hand on their near side hip. That way you're preventing them from re-guarding by getting their knee into between you and them. And on vice versa, you know, if you're on the bottom, you want to get your knee in. Now we're going to replay this, but I want you to see the progression of this arm bar. And so from an arm bar, what I love to do is this move is also in my BJJ Fanatics mounted triangle instructional. So this is an example of how you can get the triangle off an arm bar and just simply get up on your shoulder, and then all of a sudden you have a dominant position and you have a triangle hold, which is a control position. So you have gravity on your side, you have your arms free, so you can, you know, punch them in the face, you can give them a wet willy, you can muffle them. You know, there's a lot of, being on top is great. All right, so this is the key principle. So notice the far side arm. Do you see how I have my left arm and I'm hooking her arm? That hook, when I have my arm and her arm is here, is pivotal because that's what allows me to get her shoulders back to the mat. So getting control of that far arm sets you up for a multitude of things. First of all, getting control of that far arm means that you can then go to a Kimura grip and you have, you know, everything from there. You can get arm bars, you can get Kimuras, you can go into a back triangle. Getting that control of that far arm is the money move. So try that. Get control of that far arm. Once you have control of that far arm and pinching it between your shoulder and your head, you now have leverage over their torso so that when they go to roll up, you can use that arm as a leverage point to get their shoulders back down to the mat. So try that. When you pass their guard, get control of their far arm. Now this is fun. She's doing a very good job. So this is kind of a I call this like the rock star pass. Basically, you can sit inside their knee pits, but look at this. I'm sitting there and I'm like, something doesn't feel right. What's going on here? How come it feels like, wait a minute, that was a shin. So because she was able to sneak her shin in, basically a butterfly hook, that's what allowed her to sweep, to get the leverage needed to get me over her head. And we're gonna have a replay of this. Look at this, look at this. Look at her legs. And look at the shoulder roll in order to get the extension to teeter me over. I'm no doubt talking smack. I'm probably saying something like, I've been taking yoga, I've been working on my handstands. So yeah, that is the end of the roll. So I will catch you at the end of the video to talk about what's going on with Fight Week.
Lost under the surface, don't know what you're expecting of me, put under the pressure of walking in your shoes. Every step that I can't feel you there, become so tired, so much more aware, I'm becoming this, all I want to do is be more like me, and be less like you, I will become so numb. Can I get an encore? Do you want more? I would become so numb. One last time I need y'all to roll, one last time I need y'all to roll. I'm getting so cold. I ain't went this hard since I was 18. Apologize if I say anything I don't mean. Like, what's up with your best friend? We could all have some fun, believe me. And what's up with these new niggas? And why they think it all comes so easy? But get it while you here, boy. Cause all that hype don't feel the same next year, boy. Yeah. And I'll be right here in my spot with a little more cash than I already got. Tripping off because you had your shot. With my skin tan and my hair long and my fancy been so patient. Me and 40 back to work, but we still smell like a vacation. Hate your rumors, hate the book, these allegations. I'm just feeling like the throne is for the taking. All I care about is money in the city that I'm from. I'ma sip until I feel it, I'ma smoke until it's done. I don't really give up my excuses that I'm young and I'm only getting older. Somebody should've told you I'm on one, yeah, on one.
Okay, we poppin' champagne like we won a championship game.
Look like I got on a championship ring.
Cause I ball hard,
No D-ball harder.
I am the Birdman.
Yeah, I am J.R. Okay.
Let's go! You can never ever, 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 get on my level. What? 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 You can never ever, 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 get on my level. What?
All right, so this is what's going on with fight week. Fight week, the week before your fight, typically, actually in every single fight that I've had, and this is pretty commonplace, you don't train the week of your fight because you want to minimize risk and you just want to be fresh. So for me, the week before fight week is like a mental test because you're not busy training, and so this is what happened to me on Friday. So Friday it's like 6 p.m. and I was in a mental space of where I was like kind of feeling stressed from the week, and so I decided to chill out, take a bath. So I'm sitting in the tub, and because I was in this like stressed state, it was almost like thoughts that were on that vibe started like incoming. It was like, shit. It's like, and then if you start entertaining the thoughts, this is what I think to myself, like, Crystal, if you start entertaining those thoughts, it's not going to be a happy place to be in your head. You know what I'm saying? So I blocked out the thoughts because in our language, we call thoughts like my thoughts. Like, just because a thought enters my head doesn't mean it's mine. Like, I can choose to either entertain it, or I can choose to talk back to it, or to be like, I'm sorry, but you're not living in my head rent-free. Like, you're not going to be a part of my thought patterns, because either a thought is going to serve or it's going to suck my energy. And I don't know about you, but I need all of my energy so I can heal, so I can become better, so I can create the hormones in my body so that my body can regenerate. If I'm just filled with like fear and stress and anxiety, like, that's going to create hormones that my cells are going to be like, bitch, what are you doing? What are you doing out there? So once I get in that, like, so I like breathed, I tried to just clear my mind. I tried to just focus on something that made me feel good. It was like, so I turned on like some comedy. Abraham Hicks usually does it for me. Like, she pumps me up. Like, it's like I needed to get on a vibe that was either just complete calm with no thought, or like better thoughts, because now it's almost like, now is the test for me anyway. It's like the test of mental strength. And what really gets me going is the thought, like, I've been visualizing, because it's going to be at an arena, right? And so it's going to be arena, a lot of people, and you're there. And I'm visualizing, I started doing this like during my runs when my heart rate was like in zone 5. Like, I started like visualizing that first stepping in there, and like the first strikes thrown, and I started like visualizing that, and ooh, and like, I can feel kind of like the adrenaline, so it can either be, what is it, like norepinephrine, or like it can either be positive excitement, or it can be like too much. And so I'm trying to visualize myself in there and try to like regulate my emotions while I'm in there. And my goal throughout this whole fight camp was like, okay, can I do more things out of love? Can I enjoy more things? Can I, like the joie de vivre, can I appreciate, can I love more? Can I choose to focus on things that I'm grateful for? Like, because, you only have this experience once. Can I enjoy this more? Because I've gone through some fight camps where it was like, I felt like a caged animal. Like, I was just like a scared raccoon, just like trapped in a garbage can. You come up and you're just all like, So because I know that I can feel, I know my mind before has gone to that place. Now it's like trying to guide my mental into a place where it's a little bit better to be in my mind, because I have to live here like all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like, we view brainwashing as like a negative term, but sometimes you need to clean that out. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I've been trying to focus on. How can I bring love to this? Can I bring, an appreciation for aspects that I used to. Can I make friends with fear? Can I thank my fear? Can I be like, hey, look, fear, I understand that, you know, you've been helping humans survive for however long we've been here. Thank you, but, you know, I got this. It's like, sometimes for me, sometimes fear has stopped me from going forward, from, you know, because like, you've been afraid of stuff before. So yeah, it's just kind of like facing it and making friends with it and understanding its purpose and just being like, hey, you know, like, I got this. How about we try to have a little fun while we're here? You know what I mean? So we'll see. We'll see. Cut to like me and like a brown paper bag, just like hyperventilating. No, I've been working on my breathing. We got this. We got this. But I'll tell you one thing. I can see, like, I've been trying on, you know, different phrases. You know, like, the champ is here. I can see why athletes have those mottos, because it feels good to have the aura, to have the vibe of like what I imagine it feels like to be in that moment of like being a champion. Like that's a good feeling. Like I'd rather live there like all the time. Can we all just feel like a champion for a second? Till next time, thank you for watching. Love you. Bye.
Everybody love me. I'm so fly. Niggas throw you see it time to ride by. I know you wonder why. I'm so cool. Don't ask me, just do what you do.